Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am the OmniViewer, and I'm here with news that isn't necessarily MonsterVerse specific, but it is tangentially related to it, so I figured I'd let you guys know anyway. You remember how Godzilla 2014 was barely in theaters for a week before suddenly Legendary announced that it was leaving Warner Brothers and partnering up with Universal instead? Yet at the same time it was still going to produce what would eventually become the MonsterVerse at Warner Brothers? Yeah, that was a confusing time, wasn't it? Well, as we've seen since that time, the partnership of Universal and Legendary was a match made in hell. Yeah, Legendary hasn't exactly had the best run since partnering with Universal. They've only had two real success stories since that time. The first was the Jurassic World series, and even then you could only call them financially successful since the movies tend to get critically panned. And the other was Kong Skull Island, which they released through Warner Brothers. Everything else Legendary has made at Universal so far really hasn't done too well. To the rest of us, it sure seems like the decision to split with Warner Brothers was a mistake, and it seems the current heads of Warner Brothers and Legendary agree with that sentiment, because it has been announced, according to an article on Variety, that Legendary and Warner Brothers are getting back together. Sort of. The thing you must understand is that it's a new deal between the studios. According to the article, they originally had a slate financing partnership, but now they're doing a straight output deal. Basically, that means originally Legendary had an automatic distribution deal with Warner Brothers, and now Warner Brothers will distribute Legendary films for a price. That is, assuming I'm understanding this correctly. It basically boils down to when money exchanges hands between the two studios. Details aside, the point is, Legendary is going back to Warner Brothers, and Universal does not seem that sad about letting them go. According to the article, the reason the Universal execs aren't shedding any tears over this split is because apparently, they had to split box office profits with Legendary. That resulted in them not getting much money from flops like Skyscraper and The Great Wall, and not getting as much money as they would have liked from the Jurassic World series. Considering my own experiences with Universal as of late, I can't say I'm shocked. Now, the article doesn't necessarily say a lot about what this means for the MonsterVerse specifically, but I assume this means a lot of red tape will be taken care of. Although, in case you're wondering, no, I don't think this split is going to have any effect on Kong's presence in the MonsterVerse. Universal itself made darn sure that's the case, but I've already discussed that in another video, so I'll just leave a link to that so you can see it there. Anyway, I just thought that was something you guys would like to know. Legendary is back with Warner Brothers, albeit under different circumstances. We will see what that means for the future of the MonsterVerse. I'm sure we'll be hearing something at some point. So you're free to leave your thoughts on these developments in the comments section below. Until such time as we meet again, this is the OmniViewer signing off.